What do you do when you're training hard, you're eating healthy, but you're just not seeing results in the gym? You're not seeing the weight scale go down. How do you stay motivated when every week the weight scale stays the same? You're just not seeing results. I'm going to tell you what to do. So I got a message on Instagram, and I'm sure a lot of you out there are sort of going through the same kind of challenges. Bro, this weight loss shit is so hard. It's so hard to stay focused day in and day out. Other people make it look so easy. I'm trying to lose like 30 pounds, but it's been so hard. 30 pounds feels like 300 pounds, when in reality, 30 pounds is like a sizable amount, but nothing super crazy. How did you stay motivated for so long, bro? I feel like losing 5 pounds a month is doable. He then went on to say, I've been working out for like 3 months, but not much progress. Maybe because I wasn't disciplined with my sleep or just eating out at weird times or eating out. Not McDonald's, but like healthy-ish stuff. Been actually trying to be disciplined for the past 2 weeks, but the scale isn't moving. How did you not get overwhelmed or depressed by working so hard but not seeing results? I know 2 weeks might be too little, but like I said, I worked out regularly a few months before that and all. So I'm going to talk about how you get through this. I know exactly what my friend is going through. I'm sure a lot of you out there are going through the same kind of things. I've been through the same things. If you've seen my transformation, I've been through this. I've gone through the journey of being overweight to losing all that weight off. Now, the first thing that I'm going to talk about is how to stay motivated. Motivation only lasts for a brief amount of time, and it's not going to carry you throughout your whole journey. Motivation, I don't believe in motivation. The best thing that what I did was get into a routine, get into a discipline as soon as I could, get into a healthy habit of waking up, training, eating right, going to sleep, getting in my proper sleep, getting in my proper training, getting in my calories. That's all that really is to it. As fast as you can get into a routine of doing these things day in and day out, you're not going to see results in the first few weeks. I did not. I expected not to see results. All I said to myself was, you're going to do this. You're going to get into this routine. You're going to commit to it and trust the process. That's all it is. It's trusting the process. And the process, it's not complicated. It is simple. Calories in versus calories out. Training, of course, you train hard, but it all comes down to your diet. So if you can get into a routine of healthy eating as soon as you can, that's what's going to sort of carry you throughout your whole journey and getting into a routine. And he mentions that he's been eating healthy-ish. One thing you have to think about, one thing you have to realize is eating healthy doesn't mean anything. There are a lot of foods out there that's healthy, but loaded with calories. I don't think there's good foods and there's bad foods in terms of weight loss. That's what I'm saying. In terms of weight loss, there's no good foods or bad foods for weight loss. The only thing that matters is calories in versus calories out. You look at nuts, like almonds, peanuts. They're supposed to be healthy for you. But you look at the calories, like 5 almonds loaded with calories. It's just pure fat. So just because you're eating healthy doesn't mean you're eating in a caloric deficit. So the first thing that I would say to you is make sure you know exactly what you're putting in your body. I've always said this. If you're just going out and eating healthy, that's not enough. You're playing a guessing game. How do you know exactly how much you're eating? There's so many healthy foods out there that are just calories. Like you go out, you get a burrito. Burrito seems healthy. It's just rice and beans and vegetables. A burrito on average has like 900,000 calories, which is insane. So just because you're eating healthy doesn't mean you're being smart. Doesn't mean you're going to be in a caloric deficit. What you have to do is make sure you're tracking everything that you're eating from the start. You need to get into a routine of tracking your calories. You can track your macros. Macros acts like a guide to sort of hit your calories. What I do is I just make sure that I'm hitting my protein, and my carbs and fat changes every single day depending on how I feel. Some days I have more fats, some days I have more carbs. As long as I'm in my caloric range, as long as I'm in a caloric deficit, that's all that matters to me. But you have to know what you're putting in your body. That's number one. You can eat healthy. You can go out and still eat healthy. But you need to know, for example, if you know exactly what you're putting in your body, you can track your calories, and you know that you're going to eat out. You can save some calories for that. When I'm going to go eat out, I maybe have one. I fast for most of the day. I have one meal, make sure it's high in protein, and then I go out and I enjoy myself because I know that I have the calories there. And even if I have a good, nice meal when I eat out, I'm still going to be in a caloric deficit. So be smart. Just because you're eating healthy doesn't mean you're going to be losing weight. That is, it, it makes no sense. So know exactly what you're putting in your body. Find out your maintenance calories. Find out how many calories you need to lose weight. If you need help with that, I have a free guide on how to calculate your calories, how to calculate your macros. Link will be in the description box down below. Download it, figure out what your calories are, figure out what your maintenance is, what your deficit is, what your deficit should look like, and then learn how to track macros, learn how to track calories. Because honestly, I don't think you can lose weight without tracking your food, but it's like taking a piss in the dark. I mean, you're going to get there, but there's way easier ways of going about it. You can, tracking your food gives you so much control, so much freedom because you know what you're eating and you can choose to eat other foods as well. You're not restricted to one kind of eating. You can eat anything. Like, I don't want to say flexible dieting because I do recommend eating clean most of the time, but every now and then if you want to indulge, you can eat something. You can have, you know, like a meal outside. You can have a burrito, you can have a Subway, as long as you track it and you make sure that it fits with your calories. So know exactly what you are eating. And in terms of staying motivated, of course, getting into a routine, and it can, when you're not seeing results, that is one of the most worst feelings that you can feel in the gym. I've been through that. When I gained 20, 30 kilos, and when I joined the gym, when I look at photos of me back then versus now, of course I made so much progress, but what you have to understand is you're going to see yourself every single day. You're not going to see the results in the mirror in the first 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So what I highly recommend is, if, of course, you have to have your foundations right, have to have your food right, make sure you're eating the right foods, tracking, hitting your protein. When you have all of that set, when you know you're hitting your calories, when you're training hard in the gym and you're still not seeing progress, this is what I recommend. You need to take progress photos. You need to take as many photos as you can. Because you can weigh yourself on the scale, that's fine. You can weigh yourself every morning, and if it stays the same, you feel discouraged, you feel depressed, because you're putting in all this work for no results. What you have to understand is sometimes your weight can stay the same, but your body sort of it goes through a recomposition. You might be putting on muscle. You might be burning fat and putting on muscle. There's a lot of other things that could be happening in your body that won't directly result to a weight scale moving up or down. So you have to take photos. Take as many photos as you can. Take photos of your back, take photos of your sides, take photos of your front. And weight loss, it doesn't always happen in visible areas. For me, for example, when I started my weight loss journey, I looked at myself in the mirror every single day. The last places for me that I lost fat was in my face, in my chest, and my stomach. And when I looked at myself every morning, I saw that these parts of my body stayed the same. And it was discouraging, but I stuck through it. I kept through the process. I trusted the process. What was actually happening was I was losing fat in other areas, my legs, my waist, lower back. This is where the weight was coming off. And you have to understand that weight doesn't always come off in places that you can see. So you have to take photos. Take photos not just of your front, but of your side, of your back. And that's what's going to keep you accountable. That's what's going to keep you motivated. When I started taking more photos, I saw the progress that I was making, and that kept me going. Seeing my own progress sort of made me realize, shit, the process is working. And I'm not saying this in the first 2-3 weeks. I saw progress. I started seeing progress after a month of sticking through this process. So stick through the process, take a lot of progress photos. And of course, you still weigh yourself as much as you can, log it in, write it down, do whatever. But take photos, take videos even. That's what I did. Put your phone there, hit record, go through all your poses, front, side, back, side, and then you can do a front, side, back posing, and compare it to yourself. Take as many videos and photos as you can in your journey, and you're going to see the progress. It's not always going to show you on the weight scale, but if you're eating right, if you're, making sure you're in a caloric deficit and you're doing everything else right and you're not seeing progress, this is where taking progress photos matters. And if if you've taken progress photos, and I do believe that when you're doing everything else right, when you know that you're on a caloric deficit and you're still not seeing progress, that's when it's something more. There's other things going on. Maybe your caloric deficit isn't actually a deficit, or maybe you just need to add in some cardio. And when I say cardio, I don't mean, going in the treadmill for like hours a day, going, using cardio machines endlessly. My only cardio that I've honestly done at all is just going for walks. I just make sure that I'm getting at least 10,000 steps a day. Even small things in your day, like taking the stairs, um, taking a longer route. I highly recommend getting in a step tracker. I have a Fitbit, just a basic Fitbit, but something that tracks your steps, because your phone isn't as reliable. You can get cheap ones that track your steps, but try to hit at least 8 to 10,000 steps a day. And that was honestly my only cardio, going for long walks, 20-minute walks, getting in. As I go deeper and deeper into my fat loss, I was increasing my steps. That's the only cardio that I did. From 10,000, I went to 12,000 steps, to 15,000 steps, to 20,000 steps. Not every day, but a few times a week, I'll go for long walks with my dog. Now I'll go for long walks just around the area. But make sure you're doing as much as you can. And in terms of cardio, in terms of walking, I'm not saying do cardio machines endlessly, just going for walks, being physical, standing up as much as you can. Even if you catch a train to work, standing up instead of sitting down makes a huge difference. Your body burns calories doing so many things, and you can make small changes in your daily routine that can directly translate to weight loss. So make sure you're eating right. Make sure you got your calories right. And remember, it's not motivation, it's commitment, it's discipline. It's staying and trusting the process. It's staying through the process and trusting the process, because the process is simple and it works. I'm a living testament to it, and so many other people are. You may feel discouraged in your first few weeks. Don't be. Just trust the process and stick to it. And of course, if you're still not seeing results, I say this regardless, even if you are seeing results, take photos. Take as many photos, videos as you can. You don't have to post them. This is for you. This is for you to see your own progress, see how far you've come. And that's what's going to keep you going. Because let's say a month and a half, 2 months in, you feel like giving up, or you feel like, having a large cheat day. You look at the progress that you've made, and you sort of tell yourself that you've come this far. Why are you going to stop now? Keep going. And I'm not against cheat meals. If you, I think you should have a cheat meal like for your own mental health, once every few weeks, week and a half, every 2 weeks, just have one cheat meal. But cheat days, that's how the domino effect happens. You have one cheat day, the next day, your body wants more, and you cheat again, and your body wants more the next day. And all of a sudden, before you know it, you're telling yourself, I'm going to take the next few days off and I'm going to start again stricter on Monday. But until Monday, I'm going to eat whatever I want. Don't go don't go down that hole. I've been through there. It's your body tries to play tricks on you. Stay disciplined, have a cheat meal and get back on it the next day. Bodybuilding or fitness is a lifestyle, and sometimes it can be a very demanding lifestyle, a very tough lifestyle to live. And sometimes it can be overwhelming. Sometimes you can lose motivation. Sometimes you can just fall off the horse. And how do you get back on? How do you push yourself every single day to train, to eat right, to take all your supplements, stretch, do everything that you want to do? How do you sort of do that every single day? I'm going to share what I do, and this honestly really helps me push myself every single day. Fitness is a lifestyle, and it can be a tough lifestyle, and it may be hard sometimes to sort of stick to your lifestyle when you just want to sometimes pig out, or when you're too tired to cook your own meals, or you just want to go to sleep, you don't want to take your supplements, you don't want to do everything that you need to do. And it's completely normal to feel that way. I felt like that. Some days I just want to go to bed and I don't want to take all the supplements that I need to take, finish off, I don't want to finish off my meals. I still have more protein to eat. And sometimes I just feel like I just want to go to bed, and because I just feel so full or so sick, or anything really, anything could happen. Things change, your mood changes, and sometimes everyone feels a bit off. But this is what I do. I I'm a very competitive person, and I'm sure a lot of you are as well. And you don't have to be for this to work, but I am a competitive person. And for me to do my absolute best 100%, I have to compare myself to someone. And for me personally, that pushes me. Comparing myself to someone else, it sort of pushes me mentally, and it just gets that competitiveness in me kicking. And before you say anything, before you think anything, that person that you compare yourself to doesn't have to be a real person. Let me explain. The person that I compare myself to is myself, but a different version of myself. I always compare myself to a better person. I try to imagine that there's someone else exactly like me out there somewhere in the world living exactly like me, but they are doing everything 100%. They are training 100%. They are taking every single supplement. They don't miss a day of taking creatine. They don't miss a day of training. They don't miss a single meal. And they are doing everything that I want to do better because they're putting their 100% to it. Or the person that I'm visualizing as me, they are putting in 200%. And I like to mentally compare myself or try to compete with this person, which is the ultimate me. Essentially, it's just a version of me that's doing everything that I need to be doing. And when I compare myself to him, that's when I feel like pushing myself. When he's out there getting everything that he needs to get, everything that's in his control, he is doing. Like some days I feel like just not taking creatine. I just feel like it's just what's going to happen. Some days I just feel like what's going to happen if I miss a day of taking in creatine? What's going to happen if I miss a day of taking in the vitamins and supplements that I need to take? What's going to happen if I miss this meal and just go to sleep? And these are questions that I've thought to myself a lot of times before. And honestly, it's completely fine. It's not bad. If you miss a day of not taking creatine, it's not going to kill you. But what pushes me when I'm in that situation when I'm too lazy to do what I need to do, what pushes me is just thinking back to that person that's in my head. I think back to him, and he's doing it. He is taking in that creatine. He's doing everything that I should be doing, but he's doing it 200%. And what happens is that pushes me. It feels like I am not doing something that I need to be doing. I'm not doing something that someone else is doing. And it works for me. And I'm not saying it should work for everyone, but just having that competitiveness with your own self, I think could really push you and take it to that next level. Even when I'm training, when I'm trying to push myself, just visualizing another me that's pushing past the pain, pushing past the reps, the sets, and just giving everything he has, that pushes me as well. And I feel I want to beat him. I want to beat this other guy. And like I said, I'm really competitive, and having this mindset, it's just helped me push through. It's helped me push through on making sure I get all my meals in. It's made me push through making sure I don't miss a day of taking the supplements like creatine, vitamins, omega-3, all the supplements that I need to take. It makes sure that I don't miss out on it, because if I do miss out on one day of taking supplements, then the other guy's going to be better because he's going to take it every single day. And if I miss a day, it's not going to make a massive difference, but it is still going to make a difference. And just having that thought in my head, it helps me and it keeps me dedicated, it keeps me motivated, and it keeps me on the horse. And I love training now. I love training because I feel like I am competing with myself. That's essentially what it is. You're competing with yourself. And the reality is, you're never going to beat this person, but you're still going to try. You're still going to give it your 100%, because even if you become the person that you want to be, you can always do better, and you can always visualize yourself doing better things, giving more to it, putting in more effort, putting in more work, training harder. You can always do more. So I feel like this mindset for me, it's worked. It keeps me motivated to the gym. And honestly, now gym just feels like brushing my teeth. Like if I miss a day of gym, I train 6 days a week, so I have a rest day. But if I miss out on one of my push pull legs, if on one of my exercise days, if I miss out on gym, I feel like I am losing something. I am losing. And I don't want to lose. I hate losing. And that sort of fires me up. And I just want to get back into it. I want to give it 200%. And even though this person doesn't exist, he exists for me. And he exists in my head. And I'm going to do whatever I can to get to him. And I know this can be confusing, and I hope that whatever I said made sense, but essentially you are just competing with yourself. And this is going to work amazing for people who are competitive like me. I love competition, and nothing gets me going than a good competition. And there's no better competition than with yourself. So try it out. Try visualizing a version of you that does everything 200%, everything you should be doing. Doesn't even have to be fitness related, can be work related, business related. Even if you have some sort of side hustle, you know everything you should be doing, and you can visualize this other person, this twin, doing everything and putting in all that work that you should be putting in. And I'm sure if you're competitive, it's going to push you. And the more that you can push yourself, the better off you're going to be. The better you'll be, the more gains you'll make, the more we all need something to push us. And I found for me, in my years of lifting, this is what works for me. I'm not comparing myself to someone else. I'm comparing myself to me. I'm at that level now where I am my own competition, and I can make or break me. So I'm using my competitiveness, my ego, you could say ego, to win. My ego to be competitive. I'm using that for good, for myself, for my own mental health, for my own fitness goals, for my own bodybuilding goals, everything. For all my goals, I'm using this method, and it is working. I want you guys to try this out and let me know how it goes. Let me know what you do to help keep yourself accountable and motivated in your fitness journey. What gets you going to the gym every single day? And for me, this is what gets me going, knowing that there's always someone who's doing it 200%. And even if I'm giving 99%, that 1% is a lot. How do you be consistent? How do you stay motivated, disciplined, whether you want to lose a lot of weight, you want to get shredded, whether you have a business goal in mind? This applies to anything in life. How do you stay motivated? How do you stay consistent? What I'm going to be talking about in this video, you can apply this to anything. It all comes down to the same 3 principles. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Lakshay, and I'm going to be talking about how to stay consistent. What I did, what I think you should do to start your journey, wherever you want to go, whether you have a business goal in mind, whether you have a fitness goal, you want to get lean, get shredded, build muscle, or anything that requires consistency, motivation, and discipline. How do you stay on track? The number one reason, the number one thing you should be doing is asking yourself why. Why do you want this? For me, why did I want to lose weight? I was overweight. I gained so much weight. I felt bad about myself. I felt terrible. And I knew that I had to make changes. I had to make drastic changes to get to a place where I wanted to be. You have to ask yourself why. Why do you want to go down this route? If your reason isn't strong enough, you're not going to get there. If your reason is, let's say you want to lose weight, you want to get shredded, you want abs. If your reason is you want to get more girls, it's not going to happen. It's not strong enough. You have to do it for a stronger reason. And that has to come within you. Sure, I'm sure there are a lot of people out there who can get to that point with that reason, but it's not worth it. The sacrifice you have to make, the challenges you go through, for what? You need a stronger reason, and it has to be for yourself, something that benefits you. Whatever your why is, it has to make you a better person. So ask yourself why. Why do you want this particular thing? To be healthy, to feel good about yourself, to feel confident. Those are reasons that will make you a better person. The confidence that you get, you'll feel so good about yourself once you get to that point where you look at yourself in the mirror and you're impressed. You're impressing yourself. You should be only looking to aim to impress yourself. That's what this fitness journey is about. It's looking at yourself and trying to be better, trying to be a better version of yourself every single day. So figure out your why. If your why isn't strong enough, you're not gonna go anywhere. So why do you want this particular thing? Whether it's a business goal, you want to start your own business, you want to start your own side hustle, that you want to eventually make your full-time living. Why? Is it for the money? Or is it because you want to be financially free? Those are 2 different things. Of course, once you're financially free, you have more time to do things that you actually love. Passions, hobbies. That's a strong enough reason. So figure out your why. Why do you want to do this particular thing? And your why will be the start. It will be the driving force for you throughout this whole journey. What I did was I looked at a photo of myself, my before photo, as much as I could. That was my why. I didn't want to look like that anymore. I wanted to change. I wanted to change everything about myself. Make it your wallpaper. If you want to lose weight, make it your wallpaper. Put your goal as your wallpaper. Have a reminder of why you want to do this thing. Always have that in front of you. Why? Remind yourself why you want to do this. Another thing, second thing that's really important that will guide your journey is you need to change your habits. Now, this is a key aspect to staying consistent. When you get on a journey, whether it's a weight loss journey or whatever, you have to change things about your life. You have to change things about the lifestyle you're living right now. For me, why did I gain so much weight? I was smoking weed every day. I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't going to the gym because COVID, lockdown. All I was doing was eating. Could I have changed that? Of course I could. Just because I had no access to a gym didn't mean that I couldn't work out at home. But I made the choices that I made, and it got me to a point where I was super unhappy with myself. I was smoking weed. I was watching Netflix, YouTube. I was doing absolutely nothing with my life for months on end. And when I look back at that point in my life right now, what was I doing? I don't know what I was doing. You need to change your habits. To get to where you want to be in your fitness journey, you have to change your habits. I know that I was smoking weed every day. I had to stop. There was no way that I could continue because I would smoke, I would get the munchies, I would eat food, and it was a cycle every single day. Every morning that I would wake up, I would look forward to getting high and eating food. What a life to live. At that point in time, it felt good. It was instant gratification to me. Getting up, doing this, and feeling good about myself. It was false. It was a false sense of gratification, instant gratification. And for as long as that lasted, I felt good. But I knew that when I wanted to start my journey, I had to stop. There was no way that I could continue doing the things that I was doing to get to where I wanted to be. I had to stop smoking weed. I had to stop cooking the kind of foods that I was cooking, actually controlling my foods, eating healthier. What was I eating when I gained so much weight? Everything. Every day I would make something different. And I love cooking, so I would just keep cooking different things, a lot of oil, a lot of fats. I had to stop. I had to surround myself in a different kind of environment. I had to surround myself around different types of food. And depending on the situation you're in, you might have to surround yourself with different type of friends. That has a big influence on who you are, on what you do. So change your habits. Whether it's, you're so used to waking up late every morning, whether all you do is watch Netflix, whether you just pass time doing the most unnecessary things, change your habits. Make those moments productive. You have to change your habits. Just no way around that. And if you had told me, if I could go back in time and tell myself that I had to change my habits, of course, I was addicted. I would just be like, I could stop at any time. But I couldn't. How did I stop? My why. My why did I want to change was so strong because I was unhappy with myself. I couldn't even look at myself in the mirror because I couldn't recognize the person that I had become. But at the same time, I believed in myself. I believed in myself that I could get to a point where I'm happy with myself again, that I feel good about myself, that I feel confident. So you have to believe in yourself. Self-belief, you can't lose hope. It's never too late to start your fitness journey. No matter how far you're gone, you can always get back. You can always get back on. So believe in yourself. Have that self-belief. Trust the process. You are going to get to a point where you're super happy. And you are going to get to a point where you're going to be impressing yourself. And when you look back at where you were, where you started, you'll be super happy with yourself. Now, changing your habits leads me on to my last point. And honestly, I think This is one of the most important points. Of course, the why is important, changing your habits is important, but the last thing that's really important that sort of leads on from changing your habits is routine. Routine, routine, routine. That's all it is. Change your habits, get into a routine. And when you get on a journey sort of implies that it ends. For example, a fitness journey. It's not going to be a 3 month, 6 month, 30-day weight loss challenge. When you start this journey, you have to tell yourself that this is it. This is how you're going to live your life from now on. The foods that you're eating, the routine that you're in, going to the gym every single day or 6 days a week, eating the kind of foods that you are going to be eating. It's not some 8 week, 12 week weight loss journey, 12 week shred. This is going to be your life from now on. It is going to be a massive lifestyle change from now on. And it has to be. That's how you stay consistent. Consistency isn't something you do for a certain period of time. It's literally something you do consistently forever. That's how it is. And I told myself that the changes that I'm going to be making, it's a lifelong thing. The foods that I chose to eat, the journey that I'm on right now, going to the gym consistently every morning, it's for life. This is my life now. So get into a routine. And what happens is when you get into a routine, sure, the first few weeks, the first few months are going to be tough. You're going to have moments where you're not going to feel like going to the gym. You're not going to feel like eating the foods that you want to. You feel like you want to eat the foods. You want to pig out. You want to eat junk food. But in those moments, you have to do what you don't feel like doing. When you don't feel like going to the gym, go to the gym. When you feel like eating a lot of junk food, don't. And I know it's easier said than done. I've literally been there. But you have to go back to your why. Why are you doing this? And every time you screw up on this journey, you're going to go back. You're going to go back in your journey. And why would you go back? You're going to take multiple steps back. This is for the first few weeks, for the first few months. After about three months, it becomes habit. It becomes your life. It becomes a routine. So routine is everything. For me, waking up early, I'm never a morning person. I hate waking up in the mornings. I've been waking up in the morning for the past 5 months, 6 months, and now it's routine. Now I am a morning person. I changed myself. I changed my lifestyle. There was a point in my life where I would never wake up before 10, 11 a.m. Now I wake up at 4:30 every single morning. Even when I'm not training, I wake up super early. That's just the person that I've become because of routine. Routine is everything. Get into a healthy routine and forget about everything else. That's all it is. All your habits, change your habits, get into a routine, do the same thing every single day. Be productive. And it's going to be hard in the first few weeks, but trust me, it's going to be worth it. 3 months later, you won't even have to try anymore. You just wake up, go to the gym, come back, eat the foods that you eat, and you're going to enjoy your foods. You're going to love your foods. Food will taste so much better. You will appreciate food so much more. When you don't have access, when you tell yourself that you can't have, all the usual junk food that you're used to having, you appreciate food so much more, especially as you're getting leaner. If you want to shred down, the leaner you get, the more sensitive your taste buds get. And you just appreciate food on such a deeper level. But routine. Routine is key to staying consistent. And of course, there are going to be days, like I said, where you don't feel like putting in the work. That's when you do. That's when you push yourself. Push yourself to get in the work. And trust me, after 3 months, 4 months, you won't even have to try anymore. It'll just become a habit. You'll get used to it. Your body will get used to it. It'll be like brushing your teeth. going to the gym. So when people ask me, how do you stay motivated to go to the gym every single day? I'm not. I'm not motivated. It's habit. I have to do it. There's no choice. I don't have a choice. It's like brushing my teeth. It's like taking a shower. It's part of my life right now. And it will be forever because it is part of my life. This is my life now. It's not like I pump myself up to go to the gym every morning. I just wake up and I go. I know what I want. I know why I'm doing the things that I'm doing. I've changed my habits. I don't have the habits that I used to have. Don't smoke weed anymore. I don't eat junk anymore. I don't pig out anymore. I've changed my habits. I've gotten into a routine. That's all I need. Why do you want to do this? Change your habits to get to where you want to be ASAP. Stop doing all the negative things. You know what's wrong. You know what's bad for you and what's not. So stop doing the bad things, change your habits, and get into a routine. Routine is everything. Consistency is routine, and routine will keep you disciplined. Once you get into a routine, everything else is easy. You need that momentum to get into a routine. Once you do, everything is easy. Trust me, everything becomes easier. So that's all it is. How do you stay consistent? I just told you. Why do you want to stay consistent? Why do you want to reach that particular goal? And once you figure out your why, everything else falls into place. You'll change your habits because you know you have to. There's no way that you can keep doing the things that you're doing and get to where you want to be. Change your habits. And by changing your habits, you'll be getting into a better routine. That's all it is. I hope this helps in any way. If you have any questions, of course, you can ask me in the comments down below or message me on Instagram. But this is what I did to stay consistent. This is what I am doing to stay consistent. I know why I want to get to where I want to be. I know where I want to be. I want to be the best version of myself, physically, mentally. I'm going to do whatever it takes to get there. And you have to have that mindset. You have to know why you're doing this. And you have to be willing to do whatever it takes. Because if you're not willing to do whatever it takes to get to where you want to be, you're not going to get there. It does take a lot of sacrifice, a lot of discipline. But is it worth it? Of course, I would say it is, but that's a choice you have to make. Is your goal worth it? Worth the sacrifice and discipline? That's it, guys. Thank you so much for listening, and I will see you guys in the next one.